This is what I was talking about, that you could use Claude Design to design a design system for software design, for UI prototype, for mobile, desktop, and others. You can also use it for a slide deck. You can use it to create a document, for diagrams. You can use it for animations on top of your videos. So some of the videos that you see on my page, I literally edited them with Claude and Remotion. You can also do a vertical video creation. This is new for me. You can do 3D, you can do research, endless. Anything design you could do inside Claude Design. You would already see here that I have created some design systems here, but today I am going to show you how I typically go about when I have to do a new project. There was a time that we did a live and then we created one together, but today I'm going to do it with you, so follow along. All right, we already know what we have to build, which is Cloud Forge, and I will just set up the design system for Cloud Forge. Remember, at the moment, the repo is empty. So let me show you the repo. You could see that we have an empty repository here. This is what we are going to be working with. It's open source. This repository is public. When you go to my GitHub URL, you will be able to access this repository. Let's just get straight to the point. To get to Claude Design, you just have to enter claude.ai/design in your browser and it will take you right here. They changed the landing page a lot, so probably the next time you come to this URL, you may see something different, but it's fine. You just have to identify new design system and you have the option to create a design system. Either you create here or you create using Claude Code with high fidelity. That's if you have React components. No, we don't have React components. Create here, connect to Figma or GitHub or upload slides of assets. We have nothing, so we are going to do the brainstorming together. So we would click on the start here and this is what we have. I hope that you can see the font sizes really well. Here, set up your design system, tell us about your company and attach any design resources you have. Company name and bar or name of the design system. What we have is an open source platform that is going to be deployed on AWS, and we know that it's going to be a Next.js application. So that is exactly what we are going to type over here. Because we have already set up the documents inside our GitHub repo, we will just go to GitHub and type the name of the company as this. Yeah. And then with what we do, we will just say it's an open source platform for deploying Next.js plus Postgres applications onto AWS with just one click. That is what we would post here. Then you have the option to provide examples of your design system and products all in one. Works best, code and designs for a system. We do not have a design system. We are starting everything from scratch, but we do have a GitHub repo. So we would paste the GitHub repo here. Link to your computer or drag or browse. No, we don't want anything there. This doesn't upload the whole code base. Claude copies. No, we don't have anything for it to copy, so we are not going to do that. We do not have a Figma file. We do not have fonts. Other notes, I will say we will be brainstorming together. Good. Ideally, it's better if you already have in mind your thoughts or the kind of design systems that you would want to use, the kind of fonts that you would want to use, or you have inspiration from other sources. So we are going to do this together, just so you know what goes into it. Continue to generation. It will take 5 minutes to generate your design system. You can step away, keep the tab opened in the background. Let's just go ahead to generate and see what it comes up with. Okay, all right. In the meantime, we can just navigate to one of the platforms that I find inspiration from, specifically design inspiration. It's called Dribbble. We do not need to sign in here. We just have to browse through and find inspiration. Yeah, here we can go to the search part and type what we want, and I will just copy this part, platform for deploying or platform for deployment, and see what options it would come up with. Okay, so we have these options. What do you think about this one? It doesn't look bad. I like the neon thing with the black. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, if you know Vercel, we could just see if there are Vercel inspired designs over here. This looks cool. This also looks cool. How does Vercel look like at the moment? Okay, this is how Vercel looks like at the moment. Then we can go to Dribbble. Ooh, this is bad. No, this is not bad. It's simple but neat, techie. Let's not spend too much time here. But I'm still here. This looks more code theme. Let's go with this. We will go with it. It has Next.js. It has something related to programming, so why not? We would go with just this. And let's see what it came up with. Cloud, imagine. All right, so it came up with questions that we need to answer. And so let's see the questions that Claude has. Before we start, Claude has questions. Overall personality. Claude is a CLI first open source deployed platform. What should it feel like? Terminal native, technical, monospace, dark, modern, SaaS, Vercel linear, lots of white space, bold, opinionated, color, big font. What do you think this design communicates? All right, so we would go with trustworthy, infra, calm, enterprise grade, and muted. Light or dark skin first? We would do dark skin first because if you're a programmer, you know. And primary colors. I love all the colors that are indicated over here, but we need to make a decision, and so we will choose this one. Any color preference or hex code? I will go with I'll just leave it blank. Display or this font? Let's go with terminal energy. Code fonts, we'll go with just beans mono. And which product or surface should the UI kit cover? It should cover CLI, terminal experience, dashboard, doc sites, explore T options, and component set standard is okay, or we go with this. And corner style, I don't like subtle round, soft friendly, it's also good, but let's go with this. Logo or word mark? The repo has no logo. Do you have one to upload, or I should set a logo in a word mark type only? Okay, so with the logo we would go with exactly the name like this, and then we will click on continue. Perfect. At some point we are going to take a screenshot of the inspiration that we have and then paste it in the chat so that it would use that inspiration to actually also edit the design to mimic what we have in mind. Let's take a drink. I have bread. It is going to take a while, so we would have to pause our screen recording. I will continue recording the screen once it's done, okay? So that we don't have too much of the screen recording. This is cool. This is so cool. You could see already that it's moving in the direction based on the answers that we gave inside the list of questions that it provided. And yeah, we just have to wait. Waiting mode. It does take a while, so we would have to exercise some level of patience, but we would eventually get there. Okay, good. If anything, we would also divide this into two and do the Claude Code parts another time. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going through what else we need to do, and I am saying that after the design, just as planned, we would go ahead to actually do the if anything, don't mind me. Ooh, okay. Perfect. We will be fine. I'm so happy that we are doing this, because yeah, people are struggling. Something that AI cannot do as much, and that the hype is too much. I feel the hype is not hype, it's real. Your productivity goes really high if you know what you're using it for. But if you don't know what you're using it for, you will not go anywhere. So we could see that it is creating the badge, card, tag, status doc. It's even doing more than I had in mind. And in normal circumstance, you should also have a context file, you should have skills, you should have all those things. But this is just for you to have an idea of how far you could go even with minimal effort. It's now creating the navigation tabs, content, command block, code block, feedback dialog. This is really, really cool. I'm already impressed even before I see the results, but hey, let's wait and see. Okay, this is nice. Okay, while we wait, oh my bro, I also do not want to pause the video and do something else, because then it gets very, very tricky with editing. Then we come back to, ooh, it looks like Claude Design has cooked something. So this is what we have for the design system. We have the brand section, a curated color section, component section, spacing, type, dashboard, docs, marketing. Good. Under brand, it used this as our signature. Tell me you're not impressed. We literally didn't have to do so much, but look at what we have. And with the colors, this is what we have. I love this. You could definitely make changes to everything that you don't like over here, and it's going to do exactly as you want. And this is how the command block is looking at the moment. And with the cards, this is for production. This is how preview looks like. For data badge, tag status, this is what it looks like. And for feedback dialog, it looks like this. I am impressed, really. We could literally just copy and then do a bit of back and forth so that it looks better, but I guess this is just good. In look at the landing page, guy. It looks a bit generic, but this is okay. This is definitely okay. You can open this entirely and review, add a bit more of animation and 3D, but for the start we will just go ahead with what we have. When I click on the product, docs, pricing block, it doesn't lead anywhere. This shouldn't be happening. So we are going to then tell Claude to actually build those pages. But let's see how the dashboard looks like in between. Okay, so this is the dashboard, this is the docs, and when we click on edit and we sign in, it takes us to the dashboard, and inside the dashboard we see projects that we have worked on. If we want to do a new deployment, these are kind of list of projects that you have already deployed, and it shows you which ones are live, which ones are in preview, and the monthly cost. If you want to add a new deployment and you click on add new deployment, it doesn't do anything. I guess some of the interactiveness isn't acting as it's supposed to. Okay, good. So we have an idea of what we have and what we do not have. Before we proceed to actually work on the front end part, we would at least want to have the landing page to be as it's supposed to be. That means that when we click on each of these nav items, it should lead us to the actual page. Usually what I do to make things easier for Claude Design is to take a picture of what I'm talking about, and then inside the chat I will paste it and say that make sure that all buttons and navi items are actually pointing to the designated page or section. Good. And unsend. Then I will wait for it to do its own thing. Hey, tutorial is easy. This is supposed to last maximum 10 to 15 minutes, but we've already crossed 32. We could see now when we click on products, it goes to products, and when we click on the others, under docs, when we click on these items, it should so under the or in the docs page, in the docs page, clicking on the logo must take us to the landing page. If we click on docs, we are in docs, and then when we go here, good, and then under pricing, from git push to live URL, connect, deploy, ship on push, good. And then once we are here, so you could see that the footer is also not taking us to the place that it's supposed to take us, and the series takes us to the sign-in page, which is good. In the sign-in page, so in the sign-in and sign up page, clicking on logo must take us to the landing page. Check all other sections with the logo and apply the same effect. Good. So it will do the same for all the others, and that place, when I clicked on deploy an app, okay, connect with GitHub, and you have to log in and then connect with GitHub. Very, very, very good. So we will just have to keep iterating through the prompts to make sure that everything is as we want it to be. But this is already good enough. This is already good enough. Whenever you are there like this, you just have to iterate through and make sure that everything is as you would want it to be. Perfect. Assuming that we are all done with all that we need to do, in order to bring it to Claude for Claude to actually write the corresponding code for it, we just have to share, and with sharing you would have to click share. You have the option to publish so that people can come onto the project. So you share by copying the link and sending it to them after you publish it, or you export as PDF, or you export as a zip file. More formats and apps will then allow you to send it to Claude Code so that Claude Code has it in a way that it could have it. Remember that we created an empty front end directory inside the repository that we are working with. That is where we are going to post it. So we are going to click on send to Claude Code, and it's going to generate a prompt for us to just copy and paste inside Claude Code. We would copy the prompt, come to Claude Code inside the session that we are working with, and we will paste the prompt here. Send. Trust this workspace. Send. Trust this workspace. And then we will allow Claude to do his own thing. I was tempted to cut this video short, but we are going to work with what we have. We are going to accomplish what we started. I added few components at the start just for the demonstration purpose, so that this will not take forever, but it's okay. We learn. Almost done thinking, so that's all thinking. Once we install certain things, and then it will put everything into Next.js. So while it goes through the process of doing everything, I just want to show you one more thing, that you can create a routine. Here you can just prompt Claude to create a routine so that every Monday morning it would just come, and then you can GitHub repository, check which tasks are not completed, pick just 2 tasks and work on them every Monday or every day. It depends on you, so that the whole process of the development is automated. I will show you the final results, and the actual repository will be inside GitHub. You see now it's going through the individual tasks, but it will just finish it up and then wrap up everything. I will show you. This is exactly how it looks. Imagine what we have been able to build just within this short period of time. You could do even more. See you. Bye.